Yeah, super excited.
So, you broke out of prison, back
Yes.
on the ship,
Back on the ship.
minus a couple people, so plus 3.
Plus 3, yeah.
So how is that relationship between the old crew and the new kind of passengers?
I don't know. Do you like it?
It's interesting. It hasn't completely unfolded yet in the episodes that have been aired. You can't really tell what the relationship is going to be like. They kind of hint at it, but you know, I don't think that we know for sure that we can trust them yet. Although I don't think they trust us either, with good reason.
Yeah, we used each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as Forrest is concerned, he understands their part in the whole escape, and we needed them.
Yeah.
And so he takes it with a grain of salt. Their presence, anyways, he takes that with a grain of salt, and he takes it from there. And he doesn't trust them. He hardly trusts anyone. And same with 5. We're very protective of 5. So we just want to make sure that everyone is safe. And yeah, the dynamic it's been great on set though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was awesome. I mean, it was like new family members. Yes,
Yeah.
come and join us.
Teasing new characters that we might
I don't think we can say anything that isn't already aired.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen some really neat characters come by. There's Misaki. There's who else can we talk about? Who else?
Nope.
don't get you in trouble.
Yeah.
They might kill us off if we accidentally say too much.
Yeah, and they're clearly not afraid to do that.
That's what happened to Mark. You know, he gave a spoiler and suddenly gone.
Are we going to see more of 5 skills? Because I think in season 1 we saw her a lot of digging
always.
into everything.
Always. 5. I think there are a lot of situations where 5 kind of saves the day with her tech skills. The crew of Araza have been in a lot of situations where they need 5's tech knowledge, so they'd be kind of screwed without her, to be honest. And in season 2, there's a lot more of it for sure. I can't tell you specifically what she saves the crew from, but she keeps doing it.
Yeah, and it's great because we've seen so much growth from her versus season 1 where she really had to earn her way through the rankings, and now she could take over the ship if she wanted to at this point, right?
Yeah.
Between her and Android, I think that's a wonderful duo.
We make a good team, Android and I. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you expand more on your characters, girls? It's so bizarre. Like maybe where I know you can't tease much with where we see her go, but
I mean, 5 definitely is growing stronger every episode, it seems like to me. She's come such a long way since the first episode when she was a kid that everybody was underestimating, and she's come a long way to being more strong and independent and being able to fend for herself and to help out the other crew members as well. I mean, in episode 3, when everybody turned evil, she had to deal with that herself. She had a little bit of help towards the end, but she's getting very good at problem solving because she has to, and she's trying to figure out who she can trust, because 6 was basically her best friend by the end of the first season, and now he's betrayed everybody, and now there are new crew members, and she's trying to figure out all over again who her friends are.
What about your
They were
characters?
definitely a little bit.
Well,
I would say like they
season 1 was such a...
You didn't talk a lot.
No, I didn't talk a lot because he was observing everything and trying to figure out who he could trust. And
I feel like he takes action a lot more.
absolutely,
in the second
yeah.
season.
And by the end of season 1, after 6 betrays the crew, I think it tails into season 2 nicely, because we wake up and I realize, okay, cool. So it wasn't 2 or 3 that betrayed us. So I knew for certain that they were the ones that I could trust. And so, with the loss, with the loss of one and with the betrayal of 6, I feel that it helped for understand that we are all we have, and we need to protect each other, and we need to be loyal to each other. So in season 2, you see a lot of that. That's why he's a little more talkative, and he takes more action, and he has such a stronger connection to 2, 3, 5, and the android.
I think that episode 3 was kind of a big tipping point, I think, in the characters' lives, because I think before they didn't have a choice as to whether they would remember their own personalities, but it seems like in that episode they made the choice not to go back to who they were.
Yes.
So how does that impact the rest of the season? Or do we notice them embracing their new identities a little more, being okay with, okay, I was someone else and now I decide that I'm this person?
I mean, it is an intriguing idea to get those old memories, because it really fills that void in any human being, right? To know who you are, like, that's so valuable. So, but 5 wakes us up and tells us, you know what, you were not good people, and I've known who you can be. So she really is that balance for us, and she's our wake-up call. But I can't say that, it's not something that we don't entertain.
Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't go away completely.
Yeah, no.
That will be explored a little bit more in the second season.
Yeah. Just know if it wasn't for 5 and Android, we would probably go back right away.
Yeah. Well, that's the crazy thing. I mean, if somebody told you that there's a huge chunk of your life that you don't remember, your first instinct is that you want it back. And so obviously, as soon as you tell them that they can have all of their memories back, they're going to want them. And then they realize maybe it's not such a good idea, because they were literally different people back then, and maybe they've improved since then. So it's actually not ideal for them to turn evil again.
Especially with everyone after us now. Yeah.
Now, does the show explore at all whether, because it seems like as if the forgetting the memory kind of changed who they were at the core also, because it seems like there was no hope to, I wasn't able to convince them, like, no, but we know each other. It seems like they didn't impress them at all. So do we see the erasing of the memory as like kind of a wipe even in their personality, and then...
It's like a new slate type of thing. I'm gonna let you answer that. I'm gonna let you go ahead with that first. Because you told us not to do it.
What?
It's,
I walked into the room and I said,
I'm just curious as to how we're looking at it.
Sorry?
I'm just curious as to how we're thinking of their new personality as something that's in them, even the old person, or
Yeah, I mean, I think it's there, but they can't access it, so it's it's hidden very deep down, and they really don't. I mean, the core of who somebody is isn't really going to change, but their personality or whatever, I guess that kind of stays the same, even though they don't remember it. But they were living completely different lives before, so it's it's just like a totally different direction. Yeah, so if they get the memories back, then they're just totally gonna go evil again. So it's there, but it's in a part of their brain that they can't access. It's it doesn't really affect them when they don't have those memories.
Do you have any theories on if they did get their memories back fully, that would change them completely, like revert back to what they're previous?
Yeah, I think.
What was that?
Like, do you think if they were able to get all their memories back from them, that they would revert back to the people that they were before?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, when in episode 3, they didn't have the information that they had after they woke up from stasis and didn't have their memories and all that. So everything that happened after that, they didn't remember. So they were fully who they were before. If they were to get their memories back, they would have also the memories of after the memory. Sorry, this is very confusing.
Yeah, they become like a hybrid.
Yeah,
It's a hybrid of
they
old
would,
and new.
They would be, half who they were and half who they've become. But I don't think that they would totally cancel each other out. I mean, you'd think that knowing what they know now, they would be able to change their path and not fully become what they were. But I think it would have too much influence on them to make them stay good.
It's like a balance.
Yeah, it's a scary. Like, it would be scary. Could you imagine two and Portia as one person? That would just
It's
blow
two
my
different
mind.
people, and they would just be combining. And
Yeah.
I don't know what would really happen there.
That's definitely it's.
What's sort of their new goal now that they've come out of prison? What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
I think our immediate goal is to figure out what happened to one and who did that, and
We care about our crew members. We don't let something like that go.
yeah, really just avenge him. And I think that's our immediate task right now. And as far as overall, it's to figure out how we get away from the corporations and the Galactic Authority.
There's a lot of people who are looking for us.
Yeah.
And we either need to run away or we need to chase them down. So we'll see what we end up doing.
Yeah, we'll see what the writers do.
Do you have any theories about
But I do remember when we were shooting the first scenes without
Have you heard of any crazy theories?
where
Sorry, about what?
he would interact.
Like your character's past. Do you have any theories personally? Or
I mean,
Weird, he felt awkward.
we've had a little bit of the backstory of every character, but we don't fully know what happened to them. They really don't tell us a whole lot, so pretty much we only know what has been aired already and what has been seen in previous episodes. I don't know that I really have theories. I mean, I know Five's basic background. I'd love to dive into that a little bit deeper and hear about her life before joining the crew of the Raza. But I got no idea really, other than what everybody else knows.
And it's not like we can make it up almost because the writers have such a specific storyline. Joe and Paul have always told us they have a 5-season arc. And so we can't make things up along. We just know what you know, and we do our best to portray that on screen. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's good that your characters don't know either. I mean,
Yeah,
Exactly,
it actually
yeah.
it works out perfectly because
Yeah, it
we
did.
feel the same as our characters. I
Yeah.
mean, we're not even supposed to know more than we know, so it'd be weird if we did because then we would kind of be incorporating that in there when it shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
We're still dealing with race.
do you have any favorite scenes that you've shot?
Oh, there's been so many. I really loved in the first season when I got to go back in people's memories and I got to be 4.
Yeah.
It was so much fun because that's just like the opposite of 5, and I had a lot of fun with that. I got to do the sword fighting for a change.
Yeah, no, it's a fun time being 4. Season 1, I love the scenes where I would speak with 5, actually, when you'd come into the training room.
I was gonna say, yeah, those were some.
I
those were some
love
good
those
ones.
scenes.
That was like one of the rare places where you actually had a proper conversation.
Yeah,
with someone,
yeah,
You know?
yeah. So I would say those scenes, and as far as season 2, the Breakout. Yeah, because that was literally a riot, and it was just it was a fun time.
You know, and you don't see that on.
Yeah. What do you all like about season 2 so far? You been enjoying it?
yeah.
Good, good.
Of course.
Good.
I was very upset about one guy.
Yeah.
So were we.
Yeah,
Trust
so
me,
were we.
it was not our idea.
So I was like, wait, what? This is not Game of Thrones. I don't need my characters
I know.
to die.
Right?
I know.
I constantly blame Game of Thrones, and what?
We gotta keep up with them, you know. We just
Yeah.
But killing me weird. I mean, I do like that there's a possibility because he's another character.
Yeah.
That's the thing with sci-fi. I mean, nobody's ever dead.
They ever really done?
Yeah, and that loss in one was just so. It wasn't really supposed to happen. He was supposed to stick around for the 5 seasons.
They weren't planning that all along.
Not
We
at
didn't
all.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a call saying that we had been renewed for a 2nd season, and also we have to kill off 1. And it was like, that's great. We were happy.
Yeah.
And it was so weird because it was really bittersweet.
They couldn't let us be happy.
I know. I wanted to be really excited that we were coming back.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell anybody that Mark wasn't going to be with us for the whole 2nd season, and so it was just weird because I wanted to be really excited and like go on Twitter and tell everybody that we were getting a 2nd season, but it felt really strange because I couldn't share everything.
Yeah, because we talked with Mark, right, and
Yeah.
to be so excited and express that excitement, we did have to keep it reserved.
Yeah.
Because we know, like, it's a hurtful thing to have to endure. Yeah.
We still love him.
Yes. Come back, Mark.
Fingers crossed, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, a set visit. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, if he doesn't hate us. No.
He should. That'd be pretty confusing. He just walked onto the set like,
Right.
just chilling
So
on the
do you all
roster.
think that 6 is gonna come back as like part of the crew? I'm trying to figure out where everyone's head's at.
No, he's just in stasis.
We put him in stasis because we
That's
don't have the
right.
reserve. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because I just remember, I was like, well, they killed like 2 characters.
No.
Yeah. No
He's
one
still
is
around.
safe.
But he's just, he's not out of stasis yet. We just like to, our problems, we just save them for later. So we're like, you go there for now.
I feel like it would be fun to have, because 6 was like the big kind of reveal at the end of season 1, it was like a big reveal at the end of season 2, 6 closes
Okay.
each season.
That would be cool. That would be a neat
too late,
thing.
though.
It is
We
too
filmed
late.
it already.
Oh, no. Oh, maybe I guessed it right.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks because like during the season we get a lot of cool ideas from people, and I'm like, that would have been so awesome if we hadn't already filmed the whole season.
Yep.
Because I don't know, we get suggestions like in between, and I think we take like fan suggestions a lot of the time. But in the middle of the season, it doesn't really work because we've already filmed it.
Yeah.
But people have really cool ideas. And I
They
always
need
want
to
to
incorporate.
incorporate.
But it's cool that Joe, on his blog, he allowed the fans to choose the different titles. I don't know if you guys got to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so every episode for
There was a
this
poll.
season. Yeah.
For the title of every episode, so fans got to choose what it was going to be called. It was cool because they didn't know, they had no idea what the context was of any of the titles, so they were just like, they're just picking whichever one looked cool to them. So it'll
For example,
be fun.
Kill Them All.
Yeah.
This
that was
one,
my
that
line.
delivery. Come
I was
on.
really happy that
Come
that one
on.
got chosen.
It was just epic.
I might have cheered. I might have cheered.
That was
Right?
my
How could
favorite.
you not?
That was my favorite line.
'Cause that was my first time seeing it too, and I was like, and then Zoey or the android just stands up and just kicks everyone's ass. I was like,
I was just standing there like, go Zoey.
yeah.
She's doing such a good job.
Yeah, the android fight scenes have to be one of my favorite things to watch.
Yeah.
They're absolutely amazing.
She has to do it like with robot movements too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like super awkward when I try to like do the fighting and stuff. I manage, but if I had to, do it like every move was calculated,
Yeah.
no, I barely get through it.
Now, since you filmed then all this stuff too, can we expect like another cliffhanger where we're going to be like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Oh, yeah.
cliffhanger is something you can always depend on from us.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys finish filming Silvertail?
Yeah.
Yeah, we finished
we've
back
been
in
done
May.
for a while. Yeah.
Was it May or June?
It was May.
May. Okay.
Like towards the end of May.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking like the hair, what happened? But
Oh yeah, I kept a little bit.
just a hint.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better for auditions and stuff. Like if I don't have bright green hair, I love it. But I figured I'm probably gonna have it back in November if we get a season 3. So I thought it might be nice to have a little break and then get it back, and then I'll actually enjoy it and I'll be really happy to have green hair again because it'll have been a while and I'll miss
Yep.
it. So.